Welcome back, my fellow knights, to another battle for Mount Blade Bannerlord. Today it's the Bretonnian forces versus the coalition clans. Watch as 500 players clash on the open plains. Both sides will have to utilise real military tactics if they're going to win the day. Who will be victorious? Let's jump in and find out. I'll see you on the battlefield, soldier. We begin today's video on the coalition side as the troops form up. On the left there, Imperium Polskir and Blood Diamond doing some squats to get themselves in shape for the battle ahead. They won't have long to prepare though. This map is a little bit smaller than some of the ones we've seen before. It literally takes seconds for the armies to descend on each other. We've zoomed out a little here so you can get a sense of scale of the coalition army. There's another equally sized army heading towards them on the other side of the river. The bridge is an ideal crossing point. Both teams will be looking to take it and get a foothold on the other side as quickly as possible. As we sweep across the coalition forces, I can see Almagavas there in their red and yellow shields. It looks like the coalition have just got here first, taking the bridge. The BRE are now blobbed up on the other side. Blood Diamond is sneaking under the bridge and up the other side of the bank, but Couron, Mortenel and Artois are ready and waiting for them. The bridge represents a choke point. This battle's going to last a long time unless the forces find a way to flank around each other. On the coalition side of the bank, we've got the Kingdom of Hordaland standing guard. They're watching out in case the BRE attempt to come across the river. On the other side of the river, Brion and Castan are matching their movements. Castan are making a break out to their far right, looking to get a sneaky flank on the enemy. Brion follow them across. Imperium Polskir there and SVCI following the KOH to make sure they don't get outnumbered. Great play by both teams. That wide flank has created a huge gap between the two sides of the battlefield. As we head back towards the bridge, Muzalon and Aquitani have got behind the coalition forces, but it's a little bit too late. Most of the coalition is out on the bank here, fighting in the open now. The BRE get pushed back into the forest. That's going to make it very difficult for them to stay organised and fight as one. I can't stress enough, guys, just being able to see where your allies are is so important in these battles. Coalition archers are making their way up the other side of the bank. They're using the hill to protect themselves from incoming enemy arrows. They are a little bit unprotected here. They're going to have to watch out for cavalry. Over on this side, the BRE now seem to be doing a little bit better. I can see far more BRE shields than coalition over here. Moving on the other side, things looking a bit more even. The numbers at the top show that both teams have approximately the same number of troops left. The BRE archers, including the Heramolts here, are getting harassed by coalition cavalry. Fortunately, their allies are sticking with them and fending them off. We're now entering the final stage of the battle where organisation takes a back seat. It's just about taking any opportunity you see and getting the kill. What's left of the Knights Hospitaller and Imperium Polskir form up. They're about to charge the archers in shield wall formation to see if they can take them out. The coalition sally out towards the archers. Is looking very promising for them. The archers are going to struggle to fight those infantry. Oh, but what's this? The BRE cavalry come in from the back, taking out so many of them. That's given the archers a little bit more vital time. They've taken out more of the coalition troops there. I don't think that charge was successful, guys. That cavalry charge could not have been better timed if they tried. What remains of Montfort and Aquitani coming in from the back there. They're taking the coalition forces off guard. I think it's over, guys. It was a very close one, but the BRE just take the day. But stay right there. We're moving on to round 2. We kickstart round 2 following the BRE forces as they cross the river. In this round, we're fighting over Control Point B, which is situated on a slightly different area of the battlefield. The fog makes it difficult to spot the enemy, but you can just make out the silhouettes of the coalition forces on the horizon. The openness of this map makes it very difficult for cavalry to sneak up on the enemy. Normally during the setup phase, it's almost impossible to get some charges on as people can see you coming from a mile off. That said, the infantry can't get complacent. The cavalry is always a threat. They always have to be on the lookout. As the BRE head down the riverbank, the lighting in this map makes it look very cinematic as we get great views over both armies as the camera pans around. In this game, positioning and timing means everything. Even if your allies aren't quite formed up, it can be worth charging in if you see a gap in the enemy lines. And that's exactly what's happening here. The BRE can see the coalition are slightly out of position and are rushing in to take advantage. A fight breaks out between Bretonnia and Kingdom of Hordaland on the left flank there. I can see Coronis Ibericus, SVCI holding the centre. On the right hand side, Host and Imperium Polski. It may look like a mess, but if you look closely, every single clan is formed up under their banners. Remember guys, those that fight alone, die alone in these battles. During the battle, there was a bit of server lag. It's one of the reasons why some of the cavalry is teleporting around there, but I'll leave it up to you guys. Is it a bug, or is it the BRE's new secret weapon? Let me know in the comments. On the left flank here, both sides looking very healthy in numbers. Right now, neither team seems to have the advantage. The KOH here have spears facing the rear. That's because some members are allocated to watching out for cavalry and protect their men from attacks from behind. Just over half the players on the battlefield now. The coalition is slightly ahead in numbers, but the lead's not big enough to be guaranteed yet. I know I say this every video, but nothing gives you an experience quite like Bannerlord does. Guys, if you want to get involved in these battles, stick around because I'm going to show you how at the end of the video. It's mad to think that every single unit on screen here is a real player just like you and me. As the battle rages on, the coalition lead gets slightly bigger. It's looking very dicey for the BRE right now. I'm gonna call it there, lads. The coalition are absolutely steamrolling now. The BRE are dropping like flies. That's one victory to both teams. Let's zoom in for one final pass as the BRE do a last stand against the coalition onslaught. The brave men of Muzalon and Aquitani are the last to go down. Well played everyone, and GG. Let's swiftly move on to round 3. In the final round, we're fighting over Control Point A. This one's situated by the farmhouse right on the edge of the map. Knights Hospitaller are the first to set off and lead the way to battle. You'll notice the archers are on the right hand side of the men there. That's no accident, they're protecting themselves from cavalry charges coming from the left. They're followed closely by Almagavers and Kingdom of Hordaland. SVCI also coming in from the rear here, Blood Diamond just behind them. As the coalition head towards the farmhouse, it becomes clear that the BRE have already taken it. They form up their battle lines, ready to charge. Once again, the infantry are in shield wall formation. They don't want to get taken out by arrows this early in the battle. Bretonnia on the right there do look a little bit far ahead of their forces. Let's hope they know what they're doing. Coronis Ibericus are attempting to get a sneaky flank on the enemy. They're going round the back of the farmhouse, looking to strike from behind. The charge order is given, and the coalition forces go crashing into the BRE shields. That choke point in the centre is too narrow. The only way the coalition are going to take this is if they get a good flank around one of the edges. The Heranolt archers have positioned themselves nicely on the bridge there. They've got a good vantage point over the coalition. In the centre here, the BRE just have it covered. There's no way the coalition are breaking through here. Oh, the coalition are going to have to watch out. I can see BRE cavalry in the back there. Oh, and they crash straight into the back. That's going to be so painful. Let's hope the coalition cavalry can get some equally good charges to even the odds. Used effectively, cavalry can win or lose a battle, and that charge we just witnessed, that's a battle-winning manoeuvre. The only thing the coalition could have done there is warded them off with their own cavalry or had spears facing the rear. The BRE are now looking very confident and have sallied out from their defensive positions. Let's move over to the right and see what's happening on this flank. Almagavas and Coronis Ibiricus are trying their best to get around this side, but I think they're just not fast enough. They are starting to make some progress now, but their forces are more or less wiped out on the other side of the battlefield. It was a good flank, but it arrived far too late. The BRE here have completely cleaned up. There's just a few KOH shields left. Their only hope right now is to admit defeat and just delay the enemy for as long as possible. The BRE here are forming up once again and are heading back towards the farmhouse, where a new fight has broken out between Mortonel, Almagavas and Coronis Ibiricus. The coalition do seem to have the numbers advantage over here, but it's going to be short-lived. BRE reinforcements are on the way. Coronis Ibiricus there barely form a defensive line as the BRE come crashing in. This is it, guys, the last stand of the coalition. Can they hold them off? And it all comes down to this, just a few coalition left on the bridge and in the farmhouse. They're mounting a last stand. It is quite close, but I think the BRE just have the edge. As we move into the house, it becomes clear that the BRE are just finishing off the last remaining coalition fighters. GG everyone, that's a BRE victory. But sit tight guys, I'm about to show you how you can take part in these weekly events. These events are held every week on the BRE servers. You just need to join a clan to get involved. I personally play for a clan called the Kingdom of Hordeland. I'll post a link to their Discord in the description below. Thanks again for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.